Hello there, welcome back to another episode of Share My Thoughts, a talk show where I share my thoughts and opinions on different topics and interesting stories in life. So, this is episode 3 of a 6-episode season, and as you probably already know from the title, as you can see, it says collecting knives. And if you're wondering what that means, is that today we're going to be discussing the topic of collecting knives. Is there really a point? Like, what do people do it for, and other things and whatnot? Okay, so before we actually start discussing, we first need to know what it is. Okay, so collecting knives is, well, pretty straightforward. It's basically you're collecting different knives and all sorts of knives. Now, you can pick from your own specifications, but collecting knives generally means, like, collecting, like, taking and buying different knives and all sorts of knives, and keeping them and not selling them or not doing anything with them, and simply taking them out, looking at them, inspecting them, make sure they're in tip-top shape, and you're just admiring the piece of art that's in front of you. And so, by definition, that's basically what collecting knives means. Okay, so now let's get into the reasons why people might like collecting knives. Okay, so the first reason is that people think knives are cool. Knives are cool, and they also at times can look pretty beautiful. Knives can look beautiful. Okay, so those are the first two. That's the first reason, which is pretty straightforward, and because you think they're cool, they look beautiful, and you just like them. Like, for example, a coin. It looks cool. I mean, like, for example, some people collect, like, Morgan dollars. If you don't know what that is, it's basically a coin minted from the late 1800s all the way to the early 1920s, I think. The Morgan silver dollar. Well, it's silver. It's made out of silver. We don't have that anymore these days. That's cool. It has a huge lady's head on the front. That's also cool. It has a gigantic eagle on the back. That's also cool. And so it's a really cool and beautiful coin. So that basically applies for many collecting hobbies. So first reason, it's cool. You're looking over the cosmetics of the subject that you're collecting. Okay, let's move on to the second reason. Knives, well, before collecting knives was even a consideration, knives are tools. Knives are tools. Basically, you use them to accomplish something. And so many people collect knives. Not so much for them, like, they might not sell it or anything, but despite looking cool and they can look beautiful. They actually use them for something like cutting vegetables, cooking, whatever and stuff. And so that's the second reason. They use them for tools, and while they do collect them and they do like knives, they simply like knives for their functionality, which is being a tool and helping you accomplish something. Okay, and while looking beautiful, stylish, and cool at the same time. Now, the third and final reason, is that knives, they look beautiful, and they can also be worth a lot. So knives. Now, I'm pretty sure many of you don't really collect knives for this reason, but some people, I think some people would do this, is that they want to invest in the tool. Basically, what I mean by they want to invest in the tool is that they're holding it, like they buy it and then they hold it, and then after a while, if they're looking for some cash, they could simply go to a pawn shop or whatever, sell it, get tons of money because, well, first of all, they look beautiful. Second of all, they're cool. Third of all, they're like, in this case, you'd buy really high quality knives and knives that are really sharp and that are really, really well made, and they would just keep it, like, not use it for anything, and then after a while or something, they would sell it for more than they bought it. It's sort of like coin collecting or buying gold and silver. You basically invest in that, and then you hold that silver or gold, and then hold it there. And then when you see that the price of silver or gold goes up, you sell. You make more money than you would make. Sorry, I can't speak. But you would make more money like that. For example, you bought it at silver in 2001 for $3, which is 1 ounce of silver. 2001, $3. Nowadays, it's $25 an ounce. So if you were to sell it today and you buy it for $3, you would make a $22 profit. So I know that not many people do this, but I do think this is a reason that is worth mentioning. Okay, so now let's get into my thoughts. Now, most of you know that I'm not biased. And overall, I'm not biased, and I like to look at other people's opinions in different situations and topics. So what I say is that the first reason about collecting knives, I think, is pretty understandable, and I think if you were to do that, if you were to use it for that reason, then I'd say absolutely go for it. Knives can be cool, and they can look beautiful, and you just admire them, sort of like how you admire a coin. And so, yeah, the first reason, I'd say I'd give it a check. And now the second reason, knives are tools. you collect knives. You collect knives. For the purpose of using them. You collect knives for the purpose of using them, and that's basically the reason why you would collect knives. Well, that one is a straightforward yes, because knives are tools. They were invented as a tool, and they were meant to be used as a tool. So, yeah, second reason, check. However, the third reason, I'd say it would be debatable. The third final reason is that they want to invest in the tool, or it's made out of silver or gold or something, and well, not silver or gold, but yes, they could be made out of silver and gold. They want to invest in the tool, basically meaning that they collect it and hold it until the price and value goes up, and then they sell it for more money, to make money, and that's basically how investing is. That's basically the foundation of investing in something. So I'd say it would be debatable, because some knives, they can be expensive, and they do look pretty, and many collectors are out there wanting one and stuff. And some knives can be rare as well. I'm not a knife expert, but I do know that some knives may be rare, and you would maybe hold one, and then when the right time comes, you really need some money, you can do that, and you'll hopefully make some money. However, I would think maybe otherwise, because knives, well, they're very common, and I just don't think it's something that would be a good investment. For example, well, I don't want to be biased, but for example, coin collecting. Now the reason why I believe that coin collecting is good is that it's something valuable in the future, because since old coin is more expensive, you can hold it for a year or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 years, and the older it gets, if you manage to keep it in that type of condition, it will go up and balloon in value. However, knives, well, I guess they could, if they were much more older, but knives are common, and so, in my opinion, this would be a no. Do not buy a knife in hopes of reselling it for more money. And the first and second reasons, knives are tools, they look cool, they look beautiful. I'd say go for it, but I wouldn't go for it myself. I would go along with something like coin. Okay, so now we have to come to a final conclusion. Is it worth your time or not to be collecting knives? And, well, my answer is sort of a mixed opinion. For the first and second reasons I mentioned, yes, totally go for them. There's nothing wrong with admiring it. However, I don't hold a huge interest in knives, but they do look pretty cool, so you have that. And so yeah, I believe the first and second reasons are great. You can totally go for them if you want to. I personally won't. But the third reason, well, I guess you could as I mentioned before, but I wouldn't recommend the third reason. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm your host, William, and I'll see you guys next time on a new episode. Bye.